With Elon Musk out of the picture, Donald Trump needed a new buddy, and he seems to have found one in none other than Vladimir Putin.
I speak to him a lot.
Now, Trump's fascination with the Russian leader isn't exactly breaking news. He's been chasing that friendship for years. Way back in June 2013, Trump hopped on Twitter and typed out, "Do you think Putin will be going to the Miss Universe pageant in November in Moscow? If so, will he become my new best friend?" Yeah, he actually put that out there. And guess what? Things started moving pretty quickly. By November of that same year, Trump was bragging on MSNBC that he'd already formed a relationship with Putin.
I do have a relationship, and I can tell you that he's very interested in what we're doing here today. He's probably very interested in what you and I are saying today, and I'm sure he's going to be seeing it in some form. But I do have a relationship with him.
From then on, he acted like their paths kept crossing. For instance, during a 2015 presidential primary debate, Trump claimed he got to know Putin even better when they both appeared on 60 Minutes. Their interviews were separate, but Trump presented it as if they'd bonded behind the scenes. Putin, on his end, didn't hold back either. In December 2015, he praised Trump, calling him a very lively man, talented without doubt. Coming from the Russian president, that was quite the endorsement. Trump, of course, lapped it up, telling reporters it was a great honor to be complimented by such a respected figure. But here's where it gets strange. Just months later, in July 2016, Trump suddenly denied ever being in the same room as Putin. He even insisted he didn't really know who the man was. That's some serious mixed signals.
I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is. He said one nice thing about me. He said I'm a genius. I said thank you very much to the newspaper, and that was the end of it. I never met Putin.
Then Putin's team doubled down, saying he'd never had contact with Trump.
Why are you juggling with what I said? I only said that he was a bright person. Isn't he bright? He is.
So what was it? An international bromance or just wishful thinking? Well, whatever the truth was back then, by 2025, their friendship had gone from whispers to headlines. Now, let's talk gifts, because these two exchanged more than just words. In 2014, while speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference, Trump bragged that Putin had sent him a beautiful gift after the Miss Universe pageant in Moscow. Later reports said it was a Russian lacquered box and a warm letter. Safe to say, this wasn't your standard party favor. Fast forward to March 2025, right after Trump survived an assassination attempt. The Kremlin revealed that Putin had sent him another present, a portrait. And not just any portrait. This was painted by Nikas Safronov, one of Russia's most famous artists. And it was based on that viral photo of Trump raising his fist in defiance. With the American flag and New York skyline behind him, it was dramatic and perfectly on brand.
Я, пользуясь случаем, хочу поздравить его с избранием на пост президента Соединенных Штатов Америки.
Then in August 2025, Trump himself revealed yet another gift. A framed photo of the two of them together from their meeting in Alaska.
I thought you'd all like to see it. That's a man named Vladimir Putin.
And in true Trump style, he couldn't resist turning it into a bit. Trump joked that he might sign the photo for Putin.
But I thought it was a nice picture of him. Okay of me, but nice of him. So that was very nice that it was sent to me.
Now, whether Trump has ever gifted anything back is less clear, but documents reportedly left behind after that Alaska meeting suggested he at least planned to give Putin an American bald eagle desk statue. Honestly, could there be a more on-brand gift from Trump to Putin? But if the gifts sound eyebrow-raising, wait until you hear how Trump brushed off official advice when it came to Putin. After the Russian elections in 2018, Trump's national security team gave him briefing notes in all caps. Do not congratulate. Seems pretty clear, right? But Trump went right ahead and congratulated Putin anyway. Then he defended himself online, pointing out that even Barack Obama had done the same thing back in 2012. For Trump, the criticism wasn't about Putin. It was about the media making him look bad. And by 2025, he seemed fully convinced that this friendship had real-world power.
He's been very respectful of me and of our country, but not so respectful of others.
In August, a hot mic moment captured Trump speaking to French President Emmanuel Macron. Here's what he said.
Thank you. think he wants to make a deal for me. You understand? I think as crazy as it sounds.
Yes, that really happened. And just days later, Trump doubled down in the Oval Office, telling reporters that Russia's war in Ukraine wouldn't even be happening if he weren't president.
He would much rather take over all of Ukraine, but I am president, and he's not going to mess around with me.
And believe it or not, Putin publicly backed that up, saying he agreed with Trump's take.
И вот сегодня мы слышим, когда президент Трамп говорит, что если бы я был президентом, то войны бы не было. Я думаю, что так бы на самом деле и случилось. Я подтверждаю это.
By 2025, it looked like Trump and Putin had never been happier. Their reunion wasn't just political, it had all the theatrics of a long-awaited get-together between two old friends.
We'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening.
On Fox and Friends that August, Trump gushed about how he'd paused his conversations with European leaders just so he could call Vladimir Putin instead. He even admitted he didn't want to make the call in front of others because he knew Putin wasn't exactly fond of them.
I didn't do it in front of them. I thought that would be disrespectful to President Putin. I wouldn't do that.
And the kicker? It was 1 a.m. in Russia, and Putin still picked up. Either he's a night owl or he's been camped by the phone just for Trump.
And I called President Putin yesterday, and I do have a good relationship, but it only matters if we get things done. Otherwise, I don't care about the relationship.
Trump couldn't stop reminiscing about their meeting in Alaska.
I mean, you saw that when he got off his plane, I got off my plane. There's a warmth there that you can't, there's a decent feeling. And it's a good thing, not a bad thing. People would say, oh, that's such a terrible thing. It's not a terrible thing.
Let's be real. This isn't something he says about many people. And here's where it gets even wilder. Trump actually got off his plane first and waited on the runway to greet Putin. Yep, mister. I always come first, put his ego aside. A video even showed him clapping enthusiastically as Putin approached. Commentators couldn't resist pointing out the contrast in their appearances, but Trump didn't care. He was beaming the entire time, even as they drove off together. Now, Trump's loyalty to Putin has caused plenty of backlash before. Let's rewind to February 2022, when Putin announced he was recognizing the Ukrainian territories of Donetsk and Luhansk as independent states and moving troops into these areas for peacekeeping duties. The world erupted in criticism. But Trump? He complimented Putin's strategy on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show. And this wasn't new. Back in 2016, when President Obama hit Russia with cybersecurity measures, Trump went online to praise Putin's intelligence for holding back, and even pinned the tweet so no one could miss it. By 2025, Trump seemed even more convinced of his friend's wisdom. In a Fox News interview that August, he claimed Putin had personally told him the 2020 election was stolen from him through mail-in voting. According to Trump, Putin insisted that mail-in ballots were nothing but fraud.
He said, your election was rigged because you have mail-in voting. He said mail-in voting, every election. He said no country has mail-in voting. It's impossible to have mail-in voting and have honest elections.
And wouldn't you know it, not long after that, Trump started pushing harder than ever to get rid of mail-in voting altogether. And if you thought that was eyebrow-raising, wait until the COVID-19 pandemic twist. In 2024, journalist Bob Woodward revealed that while Americans were struggling to get reliable testing kits, Trump had sent high-quality kits to Putin for his personal use. Let's just say that revelation didn't go over smoothly at home. Even Melania hasn't exactly been cheering on this bromance. In July 2025, Trump casually told reporters that he'd had a great meeting with Putin, only for the First Lady to fire back. Oh, really? Another Ukrainian city was just hit, ouch. You can practically hear the eye roll in that response. Still, Trump hasn't slowed down when it comes to defending his buddy. Earlier that year, in a February conversation with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, Trump insisted that Putin had been the victim of a phony witch hunt.
Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam.
Actually, Trump has been taking Putin's side for years, long before his presidency. Remember 2014? While President Obama was trying to manage tensions with Russia, Trump was tweeting out compliments to Putin, saying he'd shown the world what happens when America has weak leaders. He even mocked Obama as just a community organizer while praising Putin's supposed popularity. Looking back now, it's no wonder Trump's later turnaround on Barack and Michelle shocked everyone.
I like him. I think he's a nice gentleman, but he was very, very weak on trade. If you take a look at what happened to our country trade-wise, it was a disaster.
So, what's your take? Are we witnessing a standard diplomatic relationship between Trump and Putin? Or is there something deeper at play? And will this friendship last, or will it blow up like the one with Musk?